Last time we were given the impression that this is going to be a very short episode. Doug and Tony have been captured by pirates. They don't have any valuables of their own and nobody will pay ransom for them. So the captain says take them out and shoot them. We hear several gunshots and credits. Next week, a brand new series about a pirate ship.
And who might you be?
I'm Armando del Gedeo, senor. I'm the nephew of the King of Spain.
He says, my uncle will pay any price for my safe return. Tony pipes up and says, if you could guarantee payment for us as well, we'd be eternally grateful. Before the boy can answer, the captain says, take him away.
Wait! You can't kill them. I need them for myself as servants.
As servants?
You said yourself I had to be well taken care of, and you'll be too busy with your ship.
The kid is persuasive. The captain says unlock them. They can stay alive as long as they take good care of the boy.
Armando.
What?
We're getting out of here, into the jungle.
You mean escaping?
There must be a village somewhere in the interior.
You have your definition of taking care of him, they have theirs. But their plan has one little flaw.
We couldn't have doubled back.
We're on an island.
Emphasis on little. There is no interior. There are Walmarts bigger than this island, which is why the pirates are already there and have no trouble recapturing them. The captain tells a giant named Mally to kill them, but do it slow.
It's the Sheba Queen.
I got eyes, Mr. Hampton.
In fact, I got twice as many as you do, Mr. Hampton. He says, change of plan. Take these guys down to the beach. That's another of his ships, and it's not supposed to be here. They'd better go find out why it is.
Armando, what's going on?
Captain B looks all excited. 3 American naval boats are headed right to this island.
That's what they need to put it all together. They're on an island off the Barbary Coast of North Africa.
The Barbary Coast War.
But who was it? John Paul Jones or Stephen Decatur?
Whoever it was, their history books, plus the ones back in the time tunnel, say he shelled this island with, quote, great loss of life, including this beach they're on.
There's a dory a little way up the beach.
Yeah, I know it. So what?
We can take it out to sea.
No, you can't head out in the open sea with no food or water and an open boat.
We won't be going to sea. We'll just get off the island. And then when the American ships arrive, we'll have one of them pick us up.
Let's take a dory, get in and grab the oary.
Captain Bill wants you. What are you doing here? You better come along, too.
Look, we're in no condition to move right now.
He says now. Or had you rather remain here permanently? Get on your feet.
But we want to take a dory. What does he want us for? He's putting them to work building sandbag fortifications. They won't help much against an American bombardment. The United States Navy was only about 10 years old, and the Barbary pirates were the reason President Jefferson created it in the first place. Time for a diversion.
I am stopping. I refuse to work like a peasant. I refuse. Do you hear me? My uncle is a king. I demand proper treatment.
That looked pretty proper to me.
There's the dory straight ahead.
Stand where you are.
Maybe he doesn't think it was proper enough.
Well, I hope you gentlemen are comfortable. Tide will be coming in pretty soon.
They will drown.
That would be the idea, yes.
I'll pay their ransom.
Boy, you're not going to spoil my pleasure, no, sir. Not for all the gold in Spain.
He takes the boy and they leave. How's he plan to enjoy it like he said if he's not going to stay and watch? I suppose that's his problem. And Doug and Tony's. Guess who? And they don't know who that is standing next to you. He cuts them loose and they head for the dory again.
Doug! Look!
It's out of control.
Parallel parking, fail.
Tony! Stand away from him. You got what he did.
I told you they'd come this way. The boy let him loose.
Now it's risking our lives to save him.
Let the boy go. He's of no more use to you.
I'm sailing out of here and he goes with me. Pick him up. The other one's dead. Bring him with us.
Ha! Little does he know that's not the first bullet to the head Tony's taken. His skull is made of stainless steel. He revives and swims out to one of the American ships.
Captain, prisoner, sir. We fished him out of the water. Take him below and put him in irons, Mr. Johnson.
Wait! I'm not a pirate. I just escaped from them.
Could very well be, sir. We did see him swimming out from the island.
I'm an American, Captain Decatur. The pirates were holding
Just a moment. How do you know my name?
Well, anyone who knows about the American Navy knows about you, sir.
And brought plenty of butter with him, Captain. Tony explains that the King of Spain's nephew is on that ship, but it's too late. The pirates already attacked them, and the battle is on. We've had a small subplot going on in the tunnel complex. Ben Burkhart is the facility's doctor, and he spent many years looking after this crew, and he's being forcibly retired tomorrow. He's feeling pretty useless and sorry for himself.
We've located the pirate ship.
I don't know how long we could hold the image, General Kirk.
That must be Decatur's boat. And moving on the pirate vessel. We've got to locate Doug.
If I were there, I wonder how many I could save.
Probably none. You'd get yourself killed in the first 10 seconds. And which side are you looking at?
Armando, are you all right? Yeah, Armando, what's wrong?
You're losing, that's what's going on. No, what's going on with Armando is he's a terrified 10-year-old boy. He might be royalty by lineage, but he's still a child in an impossible situation. And getting impossibler by the moment. In the tunnel, they're ready to transfer Doug and Armando off the pirate ship before it sinks.
Get that cannon ready for action, you scum! Clear away that rigging!
How do they keep managing to do that? They can bring anybody back here into the tunnel except Doug and Tony. Somebody's got to be wondering why, like the viewing audience. Beale flips out, destroys some equipment, and takes Anne hostage. He keeps asking what's going on, but won't stand still or shut up long enough for anyone to answer. You sure he's not also an American?
Oh, let go of me!
Get up and quit struggling! Powers of heaven above, sir. Where am I?
They're trying to tell you, but you keep screaming like an idiot and dragging her around. Not to mention, he puts her over the edge and threatens to drop her. Ray manages to get an image of Beale's ship up on the screen, and they convince him to come take a look.
My ship! My ship!
Give her a month off, with triple pay. She earned at least that. Beale is back on his ship just in time to abandon it.
What if we ain't got a chance? I suggest we abandon ship, Captain.
It's a fine thought, Mr. Hampton.
There's an undamaged longboat aft with provisions.
Good, good, good.
What about the crew?
Forget the crew. I'll go below deck and get the boy.
The Barbary pirates traded in slaves more than any other commodity, and any time they defeated a ship, they enslaved the crew. So all he has to do is get another ship and enslave another crew. Simple. The boy will make a nice hostage and bargaining chip, except he's injured and needs medical attention. Beale says, I don't care, I'm taking him with me.
If you take him, you're going to have to take him away from me.
I knew you were a gentleman and I laid eyes on you. I made a mistake. I should have done this before. All right! Before it's too thick for the likes of you.
Not one of General Kirk's security guards thought to do that, and as a result, he shot a guy in the helmet. If you ever do get the boys back, have Doug give those guys some training in doing the obvious.
never had so much pleasure killing a man before.
And in return, they can teach him some methods and how to avoid that. Beale slapped him once too often, and unlike Beale, Hampton doesn't see any value in the boy. We'll wait in vain for an explanation for why they could bring Beale into the tunnel, but Doug and Armando land back on the beach. Sometimes I think the main dial on the control panel looks like this. My mistake, it's a Splinter Cell hacking puzzle. The beach is still exploding around them, so as quickly as power builds back up, the crew will try to transfer Doug and Armando to where Tony is. When they gain the ability to do this, we don't get to find out. Our only option is just go with it. But since they can do it, they might want to hurry. But don't be in such a hurry that you do it wrong. Maybe we should shelve this whole spatial transfer thing until we have a better handle on it. Armando is badly hurt. Some of the men just brought Doug in. He may be even worse.
I wouldn't hope for too much. Fever will finish him.
There's no heartbeat.
In the complex, Dr. Burkhart says, I have everything they need here in my bag. Ray says, we can do it.
And we'll try to send this medical bag through to Tony.
Well, that won't be necessary, General. I'll take it myself.
World's worst drinking game. Take a shot every time you didn't see a plot twist like that coming. You'll be as sober as the day you were born.
You have the authority to send me through the tunnel?
I'm talking about right, not authority.
The right to go is mine. The duty to send me is yours. You sent Doug Phillips out there, and it's your responsibility to keep him alive until you can get him back.
As I recall, they both went into it without the General's permission. But point taken.
And even if I can't get back, I can be a useful human being during the remaining years of my life.
You may have to give up the suit and wear a funny hat. Are you prepared for that? As quick as he's there, he revives Doug and takes a look at Armando. Doug is elated to see Tony alive. I don't know why. He's seen bullets bounce off Tony's head before.
He's nice, Doug. Is he an American too?
Uh-huh.
I want to ask my uncle to make him the court physician. Doctor.
And just like that, he has a job. He gives Armando a sedative and turns to see to the wounded men. He explains to the boys that this was a one-way trip and he's okay with that. Hey, I have a feeling the Royal Court of Spain is going to look after him a lot better than the U.S. Army ever did. When he wakes up, Armando is going to have many questions. I hope Dr. Burkhart has fun trying to answer them. The boys appear to have landed in the Grand Canyon. Oh no, not that guy. Who is he? More to the point, what's happening? The assassin plants something inside one of the computer panels off to the side, presumably a bomb.
1030 security check. Dr. Alfred Stiles, respond. Red alert, all security personnel. Stations.
Dr. Stiles can't answer. Red Foreman's twin brother shot him. And now the tunnel is out of control and it's killing Doug and Tony, somehow. Thankfully, that's the last of the many things we pulled out of our butts this episode. At least we're consistent in our ability to drag the wrong people into the 20th century and confuse the daylights out of them, but that's about it. Dr. Burkhart doesn't seem to have hosed the timeline at all by taking things like penicillin back to a time 100 years before any of it was discovered. What did he do when he used up the supplies in his bag? He could find himself stuck with leeches and bloodletting. What did 2 spatial transfers, one with Doug and one without, do to Armando's head? The doctor's going to have to double as a shrink. I know we've messed with people's heads with the boys disappearing and people finding themselves in the tunnel and all the rest, but this is well beyond that. We've thrown away our own rules. One of the most consistent rules, at least until today, was power. Transfers require lots of it, and when they use it, they have to let it build back up, often for several hours. They can usually muster enough power for 1, possibly 2 maneuvers within the tunnel in a 24-hour period. Suddenly they did 4 inside half an hour. Where'd the power come from? Making those spatial transfers should have incapacitated them for at least 2 hours, maybe more, based on what's gone before. They should have had to wait half a day after sending the doctor back before they could transfer Doug and Tony. But today, power isn't an issue. We have plenty for whatever we want to do. Sudden rule changes like that are one of the things that kills shows. We'll know soon enough if we really have changed the game or if that was just a glitch. They don't have any valuables of their own and nobody will pay a ransom for them. So the captain says, do that again.